for some people to tune in. I guess I'll start this live by doing a little prayer while I'm waiting for you guys to come in. Even if I don't have anybody come in, then this is just going to get uploaded straight to the channel. But yeah. All right. Father, please bless this video that I'm trying to do to get this positive message out. So hopefully I can spread some of these things out of the Bible that can hopefully help other people like you've helped me. Amen. All right, that was a nice little quick and short prayer. Yep, okay. Last time I did a live stream, I had a couple people come in pretty fast. So not this time, right? It might just not be today. It might just not be my day today. But so the message for today is going to be talking about pornography addiction and, just the lust that's in our hearts and why it's a normal thing, right? But to be acting on that and to have lust in your heart those are two separate things, because you might have wandering eyes, but if you are looking at women as objects, then you might have to do some work. So I'm going to be bringing up a couple Bible verses that I think will help tremendously and give you maybe a little bit more insight into why you're doing the things you're doing. And I don't know, let's start off with Matthew 5:28. So Matthew 5:28 says, "But I say to you that whoever looks at a woman to lust for her has already committed adultery with her in his heart. If your right eye causes you to sin, pluck it out and cast it from you. For it is more profitable for you that one of your members must perish than for your whole body to be cast into hell. And if your right hand causes you to sin, cut it off and cast it from you. For it is more profitable for you that one of your members perish than for your whole body to be cast into hell." So what I'm really getting from this verse is, it's very obvious. God does not want us to be lustful, because lustfulness, you're almost looking at an individual and you're only seeing one part of them. You're not seeing the whole person. And when he says, if you look at a woman with lustfulness, you already committed adultery in your heart. So not only is adultery, having sex before marriage, but also you're committing adultery by looking at pornography, right? Hey, how you doing, Lawrence Antinas? I don't know how to say your last name, but how you doing? Yeah, today we're talking about the Bible and about pornography addiction. And we're bringing up some Bible verses about, so I'm bringing up Bible verses that could, hopefully help you guys understand why it's not a good thing. The way I've been looking at it, because I'll say right now, I started watching pornography when I was like 13, and it has done a number. It's done a number on me, especially the way I view women. So it's just not a good thing, right? God does not want that for us. He wants us to have a personal relationship with somebody, specifically a woman. How you doing, Aaron? Got some emojis in there. I can't even see what are those emojis. I haven't seen those before. How you doing, Sam? So I know it's a very normal thing in today's age to watch porn. It's very normalized. But it definitely does damage the way you perceive other people. Um, so let's jump into a different Bible verse. I'm gonna do Corinthians 6:18 through 20. So let me find that real quick. Let's see here. Corinthians. Okay, maybe I should have done a little bit more preparing because there's a lot of pages in here. And I'll be honest, I just now started actually reading my Bible, and I feel like that changed a lot of the way I view God, because I was getting a lot of my information from like YouTube videos and stuff, which is helpful. But I mean, this book, I mean, honestly, is worth more than all the money in the world, because this is just straight up wisdom. So I mean, it's very invaluable. Um, but yeah, I'm looking, and I'm still looking. Let's see. I know it's in here. Let's see. Corinthians. Come on. It's in here. I'm only on Genesis 3:16. I'm a new reader. So, yeah, man, I started in Genesis also. And honestly, I kept restarting in Genesis over and over and over again. Like, I wasn't getting past Genesis. Um, and I think Genesis is definitely an important part because it tells you on like how the world was created. But it's just a little bit harder to like get into it. So I actually do suggest that you start in Matthew. That's what I just did, and I just got through all of Matthew. I mean, that was the first time I've ever even read it. Like, I've sat down and I read a book, you know, or I actually, I didn't read the whole book obviously yet, but I sat down and I read that part of the book. And that was the first time I've ever done that in my life. I've never committed to reading something like that. And Matthew is definitely a very easy thing to get through. And also, it depends on like what kind of Bible you have, because if you have what's that one? That like there's the New English or the Standard English version. Uh, the There's a whole bunch of different versions. I don't even know. The one I have right now is, let's see. I have the New King's James version. Yeah, that's the one I have. But yeah, some of the words can just be really confusing in some of the other. I have an app on my phone where when I turn my phone on, it makes me read a page. That's literally what I just did, like a couple days ago, and it definitely helped me to like start actually reading into my Bible, because I like the phone. I just don't like staring at a screen, to be honest. But yeah, that's a definitely good start, man. That's awesome, because some people might not even be able to afford a Bible. So I mean, times are definitely tough out there too, and it's definitely more accessible on your phone. Everybody has a phone near them usually. So okay, here we go, guys. Now we're talking. So Corinthians, let's see here. We're looking for Corinthians 6:18, chapter 6, verse 18 through 20. Okay, so we're looking 18 through 20, 18 through 20. All right, so we're talking about pornography addiction, right? So this next verse is going to be helpful. So flee sexual immorality. Every sin that a man does is outside the body, but he who commits sexual immorality sins against his own body. Or do you not know that your body is the temple of the Holy Spirit, who is in you, whom you have from God, and you are not your own? For you were bought at a price. Therefore, glorify God in your body and in your spirit, which are God's. So, what I'm getting from this is like, Jesus does not want us to be doing this to ourselves, right? And it's more than just an action. I think everybody that's watched pornography, maybe you don't do it often, and maybe you don't get that feeling that of you feel like your energy is taken afterwards. I mean, I can relate with that a lot because every time I've done it, yeah, you finally believe in God. Yeah, I mean, I've always believed in God, but I never understood the concept of what that actually mean, like what that meant, and what He did for us, and the people that also died for what they believed in. I mean, that is very powerful. That's a powerful testimony of um, like how much He loved us to take all of our sins and die on the cross for us, and He knew that we were going to sin, but if we turn to Him and accept Him as our Lord and Savior, then we can be saved. But also, I'm starting to understand that you, you can also, you got to start living for Christ, because if you don't live for Him, you're kind of living against Him while believing in Him. It is pretty cool. Yeah, it is pretty cool how people can interpret it different ways. Just because, like, there's Catholics and there's Christians and there's what are the Jehovah's Witness, right? So I think the important thing is believing that Jesus died for our sins. He is God. I know Catholics, they believe that same thing. I'm almost positive. Now, with Jehovah's Witnesses, I'm not very sure. I think they believe that Jesus was a real person, but He's not our Savior. If Adam and Eve never ate the apple, yeah. You know what, man? That makes me think. It's like the Apple iPhones, right? It has the piece of apple bitten out of there, and I really think technology has just like done a number on us, and that's why a lot of what's on on social media and stuff, it really does bring us apart more than bring us together. But it all depends on how you use it. What kind of stuff are you watching, right? So for me, I've just been watching only Christian content, and I swear it's like everything has just been getting more positive in my life. I've been having more positive thoughts. I stopped watching all like the news. I stopped being political, and I just put my faith in God, and I feel like it's just been helping me a lot. And yeah, I mean, how obvious are they trying to make it? I mean, it's right in front of our faces, right? And and we already know that all these social media companies, all these the phone companies, they are using technology to manipulate us and get us addicted to their platforms. Um, that sounds like a very unholy thing to do from right there. So yeah, um, yeah, I stopped. For me, it wasn't TikTok. It was X, and yeah. So that's ridiculous. Compare Apple or mobile phone. Well, why do you think it's ridiculous? Because I mean, the apple, right, in the Bible was actually talking about this knowledge that uh, God told Adam not to touch, right? But now we have these cell phones in our hand with unlimited knowledge or information. It's not even knowledge at that point. So, and it is corrupting people's minds because it corrupted my mind. And if it corrupted my mind, I'm sure there's other people that it did it too. I know some people have a lot more self control, and but I think it actually, maybe tell me why you think it's ridiculous. I'm not sure. I think it's actually a pretty good. It's a pretty good comparison. because we have the option to not use these things, but we do. I'm just trying to use this device for good things now. Let me turn my light back on real quick. Okay. Yeah, I'm using my monitor as like a little bit of a backlight. But yeah, so let's get back into the pornography thing, because I think a lot of us are struggling with that. Um I stopped completely now. And it's like before it seemed impossible. I mean, I did it for almost 10 years straight. 10 years straight is a long time to have an addiction, but it was so normalized in society, right? And now I'm starting to understand that it's not normal. Like, I was growing up where my parents told me it was normal. But here's how I look at it. If I had a daughter or a son, would I want them putting their body on the internet for other people to see? So when I started looking at it in that way, it honestly disgusted me. Like, it really did. So that was one thing that really did make me stop. And I just knew that, like, I was going against God. Yeah, man. They're doing it on purpose. They promote it and they make it free, way too accessible, right? I think it's by plan. And the fact that, like, everybody, especially guys, but I know women are struggling with it too, but guys, it's like, it seems like it's by plan, right? Because lust is like the number one thing that gets a hold on men. That goes for, like, even if it's in relationships with women. You got the guys out there that just care about, one night stands, and they don't even really care about relationships or getting married or planning for their future families. The family, the whole family concept is kind of going away right now. If you're not a Christian, or you don't believe in God, then who cares, right? Just go out and have fun sex and, live it up, right? But I know people that have done that, and I'm telling you right now, it leads nowhere. I was watching Bare Knuckle Fighting the other day, and they're sponsored by OnlyFans. There were like 3 OnlyFans girls outside of the rings. Yeah, dude. Yeah. I mean, and the fact that, like, all these guys that we follow on social media, you know, like, they're simping for OnlyFans girls and promoting them. So I don't even look up to those guys anymore. Like Aiden Ross, or what's another good one? Just like the top streamers and stuff. Like, what's that, Playboy Max or something? Not a lot of jobs in this world, so people have no choice to do porn. Um, I honestly, I completely disagree with that. I could easily go get a job right now. I actually have a job. I just do Uber Eats and stuff. But I mean, dude, it is so easy to get a job right now. But what are you willing to sacrifice so you don't have to put yourself in that situation? It might not be the best job, right? But there's always a place to go to start from the bottom, right? You might start at McDonald's, but you can work your way up to a McDonald's manager, right? Dude, even McDonald's managers, I think they make like 55 to 60K a year. So that's not true though. For most people, they just don't want to put in the work. Yeah, and you know what? I think it's also like people are just realizing how corrupt this system is. And like, I know I was just having a conversation with my mom last night, and she was talking about how it was like a lot easier to, like, start, get like a job out of high school, and then that money went a lot further than it does today. So a lot of people might not want to work because they're lazy, but I know there's other people that just don't want to keep feeding this system, because where does it end, right? But not a lot of countries have multiple jobs. Yeah, I agree. If you're not in the U.S., yeah, you might not have the same opportunities that we do here. I mean, the U.S. is definitely a great place to be right now. And if the U.S. goes to crap, then yeah, it's not looking so hot. But I do think there's always another option. You know, there's always something you could do. You know, even if you start your own business, right? For me, I tried starting my own business before. It didn't work out, right? But I did learn a lot from it, and I actually realized that I don't want to own my own business. It's a lot of work, so and it's just not worth it for me. I want to focus my energy more on family, more than a career, more in my faith than being stressed all day for my job and not having time for it. I get that, but it could be something as simple as helping your neighbors with chores for a few bucks. And yeah, that's true. I don't know much outside the U.S. Yeah, I don't know either, man, because I know I know other places like for example, like I really thought about moving to Thailand because Thailand seems like a really nice laid back place. You know, people own their own little businesses. You know, they may not be making a whole bunch of money, but they're getting enough to get by. Um, but yeah, I mean, there's always a way to make money. You can go door to door, just asking people to mow their lawns. You can go and what else could you do? You can go clean windows on people's houses, right? You can go power wash their driveways. There's always more opportunities. Switzerland? I haven't even heard much about Switzerland. I've never even looked into that. But I don't know, man. I think we got it pretty good here. Wow, how come you want to move to Switzerland? Because I really wanted to move to Thailand because like people just seemed a lot more happier, and I think the U.S. people just have gotten very self-centered, and you know it's kind of hard not to be self-centered and depressed, or self-centered when you're depressed and you're thinking about how you're gonna make it to the next month. You know, when you're living paycheck to paycheck. Because for a lot of people, they have a family, they have people to support. You know, luckily, I live with my parents right now, and I used to look at it as a bad thing, but now I'm starting to look at it as a blessing because, man, I mean, I have no overhead expenses except for myself, you know, and I do want to start, you know, throwing my parents some money, maybe like, you know, 200 bucks a month, because, you know, I know that they're also struggling too, you know, so if I can help out a little bit, it'd be nice. Um, yeah, I was hoping I'd get some more people in here, but you know what? At least I got you guys in here, so that's awesome, honestly. You know, some people might not get motivated by just having one or two people in here, but if my message even reached one person today, that's good enough. You know, so I know a lot of people are struggling with a lot of addictions. For me, it was number one. It was the weed. The weed kind of just made me get lost in my own thoughts and not care about anything. But it also just kind of backed up the pornography addiction too, because oh, I'm gonna go get high, and then I'm sitting in my room chilling. I don't want to do anything, so then I got my phone here. Lust kicks in. It's game over, right? Um, so another one for me was like bodybuilding, man. I think today it's a good thing to work out, but people have gotten completely obsessed with like body image and vanity. I smoke weed, but personally for me, I can control it, but I know it's different for everyone. Yeah, so that's how my buddy Josh is. You know, I struggled a lot with it, and he always said, "Oh man, you just gotta get a job, and then you can just smoke after work, and that's it." And that works for some people, but for me, I couldn't control it. And I also have a question for you: is like, who do you think you'd be without the weed? Do you think you'd be better or worse? Because I think a lot of people might try to justify it, and it might help some people because I know some people actually have medical issues, so there is or there is a reason for some people to use it for medical reasons. But I think, man, honestly, if I'm being honest, I think God would want you to stop doing it and be 100% like in your mind, and because it might not have a hold on you, but it definitely is clouding your mind a little bit. I think so. I mean, it's all. I mean, even people that like smoke every once in a while. My cousin said he'll smoke once, at night, and he wakes up and he's like groggy the next morning, really tired, doesn't get as good as sleep. So, you know, wait, why still have your mobile phone? You say phone is bad. That's a great dude. Yeah, that's a great question actually. So I do Uber Eats. So at this point, I kind of almost have to have the phone just so I can work. That's that's the only reason I really wanted to get a flip phone. I think I'm still gonna get one and then leave this like in the living room away from me, right? So where I don't touch it. Or I can just have that self control not to use the phone for other purposes than for this. Because I also want to do YouTube, right? And spread this message. I think it would be the same. I mainly use it to help me get to sleep or help with the pain. Okay, yeah, yeah. You know what, man? A lot of people use it for sleep, and for me, for some reason, actually, after I stopped, dude, holy crap, my sleep got so much better. There's actually a lot of studies that show weed actually it might help you fall asleep faster, but the quality of sleep that you're getting, it blocks REM sleep, REM sleep, and that's the deep sleep that you get recovery and stuff like that. So might want to try it, might not. If it works for you. Well, and what kind of pain do you have that it helps with? I'm actually curious. Do you like phones? No, I don't like phones. Well, actually, that's not true. I like the phones. I don't like what they're getting used for nowadays. Uh, Promoting just like degenerate stuff. I just don't think there's any benefit to it. And it's also like making us compare to other people too. If that's kind of like the mindset, if you're not in a good mindset, it's probably not going to be a good thing for you. Just say you need your phone for your family and work or anything else. Yeah, I mean, I'm still honestly, I still do scroll sometimes. I'm really trying to kick that addiction of like scrolling mindlessly because sometimes I still get like YouTube shorts that are not giving me any type of information I need. It's just brain rot. That's one of the bad things about at least the US and other technology based countries is 90% of the jobs require internet, phones, or computers. Yeah, I mean, it's sad, honestly, because I think the world would be better without the technology, right? They say it's advancing humanity, but it's only advancing for these corporations, right? Because what happens in another 10 years once AI completely takes over? I was just actually doing some research last night. They say 50% of jobs are going to be replaced in 10 years by AI. And we all know that AI is also advancing faster than we even can understand. So it's probably going to be more like 70% of jobs are going to be replaced. So I was born with a messed up back and it's kind of a constant pain. Yeah, man. Honestly, in that sense, yeah, that's probably your best bet compared to like anything else out there. I'm 25. I'm about to be 26 in March. So, yeah, I mean, time has been going by quick, but I will say I've been learning a lot, which is nice. Like, I go into a little bit of a backstory real quick. So, it's like these past 5 years, I've been completely alone by myself. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. I've been like completely alone for these past couple months or past couple years. But I really do think being alone is honestly a blessing. And when I say alone, I mean as in like relationship wise. I was in a long relationship before this, and I thought I knew what I wanted, and I thought I had everything, and then I got broken up with, and it killed me. But that is what brought me to God because I really, just pain. It is you learn from pain. It sucks, but it is so true. And that is how I got closer to God. And now I realize that, you know, I want a Christian wife that has the same values that I have. And, you know, because that also goes into like, how are your kids going to be raised if you, you know, get with somebody that you don't even see eye to eye with, you know, moral wise? You know, because honestly, I could see myself getting married to somebody, even if they weren't a Christian, but if they had good morals, right? If those lined up, I think there's, you know, a reason to actually make that work out. But yeah, so let's see. I'm gonna look for Philippians chapter 4, verse 8, because that is the next verse I wanted to bring up. So let's see if I can find that real quick. Okay, here we go. This is what I'm talking about. All right, I had trouble finding these last verses, but Philippians 4:8. Let's see. Chapter 4, verse 8 says, "Finally, brethren, whatever things are true, whatever things are noble, whatever things are just, whatever things are pure, whatever things are lovely, whatever things are good, are of good report, if there is any virtue, and if there is any praiseworthy, meditate on these things. The things which you learned and received are heard and saw in me. These do, and the God of peace will be with you." So, I mean, let's see. I think it's from a movie or something, maybe, but I feel like it could be real. What's that? What could be real? With the AI and like taking over the jobs and stuff, or because honestly, dude, there's so many movies. It's like it's predictive programming, and I mean, if you see who the movies are all made by, it's pretty obvious. It is predictive programming. Like they're trying to put these seeds into our head. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, about Skynet? I didn't even see that one. Huh. I don't even see that one on here. It's not showing. But yeah, dude, I started looking into that because I watched the Terminator a few times, and then I had to look into like what Skynet was. But yeah, man, it's pretty eerie to think that we are headed in that direction. And then it goes into the Bible, right? Because you got the mark of the beast in the Bible, right? And then you have like Elon Musk making all these advancements with the Neuralink, right? They're putting a chip in your brain, right? But they're saying it's a good thing. Which, you know what, for people that are like paraplegic and you know, have like extreme medical conditions, okay, I could see something for that. But you know what? I don't see it heading in a good direction. That's for sure. Especially because like if you look up that guy that already has it, right? It's already happening. So the guy has it and he plays video games and stuff. It's pretty scary because what can they do once everybody gets it? What's crazy to me is in Revelations when it talks about the giant wasp and stuff, and I think they're talking about jets and tanks and stuff. Honestly, I haven't heard anything about giant wasp. Um, I didn't, you know, I've only skimmed through Revelations, because like I said, like I've gotten into my Bible, but I was like skimming. I wasn't really getting deep into the, you know, each gospel. But like I said, I just did Matthew, and I don't know if that's 100% accurate. I don't want to misquote. It was a while ago. Yeah, I don't like to misquote stuff I'm not sure about either. Um, so yeah, but yeah, a lot of these prophecies that are mentioned in the Bible, it, a lot of them have already happened, right? So we're just waiting on these next ones to happen. Okay, so uh, I think I got all these verses done for what I wanted for this live stream, but I'll go into this dream that I had the other night. So um, if you go on YouTube, you'll see everybody are they're all having these rapture dreams, right? Where he comes down and he saves the people, or he saves the ones that believe in him, and he leaves everybody else on this earth, right? I had a rapture dream the other night. And, who knows if it was just a random dream, right? But I'll tell you what, it was the most real feeling dream I've ever had. And it was a normal day. And I walked outside of my front door, and my family was, we were all like having like a party or something, sitting down at the picnic table that's in front of my house. And we all look like to the side of the house, and there's like a freaking big hurricane, like storm, like something we've never seen before. Like we knew it was about to come take us out, right? Like it was like the end. That's how I felt in the dream, and we all knew it in the dream. And then, so then I started calling my grandma, which is she's a Christian, right? So we were like, oh my gosh, it's happening, right? And so in the dream it was nice because I was with my whole family. But then we like all started to try to get shelter in the house, right? But then it like flipped to where I was in the driveway, and I was like running up the driveway, and then everything engulfed with white light, and I felt the presence of God, of Jesus, and I surrendered to him. And it was in the dream I felt complete love and peacefulness. And then like after I seen the white light, I woke up, and I went to bed at like 12 that night, right? And I think I was asleep for like an hour and a half, so I woke up at like 1:30, and I woke up, and it took me a couple seconds to like realize just what happened. But after I realized, I was overwhelmed with emotion, and I really took that as a sign, as in like everything's gonna be okay, right? I gotta keep following this path, keep repenting for the sins that I'm doing, right? Because everybody falls short. But for me, I've been struggling with those same things, and I finally put them behind me. And then I had that dream, and it all kind of just hit me at once. And it just gave me a lot of hope, because there is something a lot better after this world. If we put our faith in God, there's a lot, there's a lot more that He offers us, you know. And I was watching like videos about near-death experiences and stuff, and this guy did like a study. He did it with like 1,500 people, and they all shared the same thing about heaven, about how it's a nice place. Everybody has houses, the dogs are there. It's a real world, but everything's so blissful. All of our family members that went to heaven are there waiting for us. We know them when we get there. I mean, it's a beautiful thing. I've been having one reoccurring dream where I'll just be like walking around somewhere, and I'll see a girl in the distance, but their face is always blurred. But for some reason, it feels like I know them. Yeah, man, honestly, I can relate to that, but I always see the face. It's my ex-girlfriend. And for me, it used to hurt because like I was like still in love with her, and I kept having these dreams, and every time I wake up, I'm like, oh my gosh, why every time? But I got a question: is like, do you think it's somebody from your past, or do you think it's maybe a girl that's waiting for you, and once you get your stuff together, and you know, maybe God has a plan for you afterwards? It could be a sign. Because I do think, like, why do we have dreams? Like, why do we have dreams? I don't know. It's a really weird thing. Like, I think there has to be a meaning toward, of dreams. And I honestly don't know if the Bible talks much about dreams, but if it does, I'm gonna have to look into that. Because why did He give us dreams? Is it for creation so we can create things, or, you know, uh, I don't know. I really don't know. It's weird. It feels like a deep connection between us, but her face isn't there, so I feel like I haven't met her. Yeah. I actually had this dream last night. It was like I met like this random girl, and like it was really weird because like she was like talking about how like her boyfriend broke up with her, and I was like, I'm single, and then she like ran to me with open arms. And I don't know, man. I'm telling you, really weird dreams recently. Because I know I have been really craving a deeper emotional connection with a woman, and just to like build a future with somebody. Like, that's what really gives me a lot of hope on this world. in this world. That and just like, the family that I already have. I'm really thankful for the family I have. Yeah, she never talks, never walks up to me. She just stands in the distance. Yeah, I mean, honestly, bro, that could be a sign that, there's a girl out there waiting for you. Because I know for me, I'm not ready for that relationship just yet. Let go of like all these addictions and vices that I've had. And if I still had those and I met the girl in my dreams, I wouldn't be ready. So I'm just getting over this stuff. And I'm just trying to accept that if I keep doing God's will, then He's going to make a way for me, right? Because in the Bible, there is something that says along the lines of like, if you are following your path, then God's going to give you what you need, right? You don't need to stress about anything. If you know that you're doing God's will and you're serving God in everything you do, then I feel like it's giving me so much of a freedom just thinking about that. It feels like I can't do anything wrong at that point. I was in a 1.5 year long relationship about 2 years ago, and I'm still not fully over that. Yeah, man, that's the thing about, love and just like getting close to somebody is like, um, that in the end, it could end in heartbreak or it could end in like everlasting love. But that's the chance that we got to take. Because for me, I was almost like against the idea of like getting back into a relationship because I didn't want to get hurt again. Yeah, that was the longest relationship you had. Yeah, for me it was like 5 years, but for me it was like looking back, super toxic, right? Couldn't even see it in the time. And I got cheated on, got lied to, got manipulated, So, what kind of experience did you have? Like, how'd the relationship end for you? See, I like this, man, because I feel like I don't even know you, bro. I don't even know, if you're a girl or a guy. I'm guessing you're a guy. Yeah, you're definitely a guy. Okay. I'm able to have a pretty real conversation with you right here, and I don't even know where you live, but this is pretty cool. I like this. This is my like first actual live stream. I think I did the live stream like 2 days ago, and I had a couple people come in, but I was not prepared at all, and so yeah, life is crazy, bro. That's all I know. And love is an awesome thing. Because without love, the world, it's not even worth it at that point. If everybody was selfish, and like I had my friend tell me the other day, and it really didn't go well with how I felt, or like how I view the. Okay, yeah, I got a call. All right. I don't date